back in the Defender. Take a little test drive so I can compare it for y'all. Get a little bit louder and low. I don't know if that'll come through on the video. It may not be a surprise to some of y'all, but it's the engine noise. I mean, of course, higher RPM, low isn't made to do that. So. Nothing real bad. That was about 12 there. One thing I was noticing yesterday, I thought I would point out, is the difference in the eye level on the, I guess we'll call them windows, the front windshields of sorts. It is much more open on the Can-Am. I know that may sound odd, but whenever I sit all the way back, and remind you, both the Ranger and the Defender had the sliding driver's seat. And when they're both slid all the way back, you'll see here, even as long as I am, I can just barely touch the roof if I lean back in the seats. And I'll show you when I get in the Ranger, it is much, much closer. And if you look at it, they're about the same height, but it looks like this one's a little bit higher. The Ranger, I pretty much look straight into this, and for this, I actually have to look up into it. I'm not eye level with it like I am in the Ranger. Probably closer to the top of my head, so that it feels much more open. It makes it feel Now again, it's 6 years older. It's a 3-seater, so the bed and motor is right there. It's got a lot of miles on it, so you know all the little. This actually is quieter than it was. I fixed a lot of the squeaks, you know, bearings, bushings, greasing, replacing rubbers, putting rubber and foam between spots that rattled and stuff like that. So it's much quieter than it was. The clutches are a little on the rough side still. But now, like I said, I knew it was going to be a little bit louder when I came back to this one. If I get up to the same speed that I was at on the Defender, that's how loud it is now. That's below the windshield there, just so you can hear the motor noise. A lot of that I also know is tire noise. These are old, worn out radials that we've had for probably 3,000 miles on rocks and creek beds and hillsides, running over a bunch of roots and cacti. Yeah, so it's definitely 2021 like I was doing at the Defender. Maybe it's not a lot louder. Yeah, wow, okay, so I'm going to get out now and do a little walk around between the two. Maybe re-explain some of the stuff that I did. Alright guys, here I am again. Finished driving both of them for y'all. I want to talk a little bit about them now. Obviously there's a big difference. Like I said, there's an extra set of seats, 6 years of innovation, and then on top of that, a completely different company. That being said, the Ranger, of course, wasn't always that loud. It's not nearly as quiet as the new one, so it's hard to, you know, give props to the Defender over this particular one. It's been worked for so long, but I still got to give credit where credit is due, because I have driven both the 19s and the 20s on the Rangers and Defenders, and we still found the Defender to be the quietest of them. I will see about getting a video comparing a 20 Ranger versus a 20 Defender, but for now this is what I got. One of the things I failed to mention in my other video is that part of the ground clearance on these is that they actually come with arched A-arms in both the front and the rear. The Ranger Texas Edition also does. They both hit at 13 inches of ground clearance. Now, as you can see, I got new tires on it yesterday. I really like them a lot. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about them on it, but once I saw them on the rims, kind of fell for them. It sits a whole lot taller now. It's about 15.5 in the rear and 16.5 inches of ground clearance on the front, I believe is what I measured. Which is crazy. It might actually be a little taller in the rear now because I jacked up the shocks a couple of times. Just because on that softest setting they never quite do what we want them to. But those factory tires that are 28s that give you that 13 inches of ground clearance, I measured are really about 26s, whereas these are 30s that measure 29.5. So you're getting about 3.5 inches, assuming I measured them right, more tire, which is, I mean, huge. Yeah, like I said, maybe it was 4-inch difference. Anyway, point is, it was a big difference considering it was only really a 2-inch tire difference. So anyway, on the inside, of course, on this one you have more cab space. Now these do flip up the driver's seat, even though it, you know, still folds forward. Now you at least get that out of it. It does not have the seatbelt restraint security system, which we do appreciate. That gets old fast. Of course, these have that. Those are removable buckets, of course, underneath, because it helps you access some of the panels, but they are not conveniently removable. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of hit and miss. I guess that's actually part of the reason it feels like the Can-Ams are so much roomier, because those are boxed in there. At least why they look roomier. And I guess I kind of like the function of having the option. That being said, being that those are sort of access panels on the Ranger, I don't actually know yet where all that stuff is on the Defender. So I might regret. Oh, actually, no, there we go. Okay, hold on. Just learned something new, I guess. This, pin just pulls out right here. Let me flip the seat up. Twist these little pins out. Sorry, I'm gonna a little bit of a booger there. Ta-da! Battery and a fuse panel right there. All right, go Ty. Learn something new every day. I'll put that back together so I'm not doing that during the video. Yeah, like let me sit in it and show y'all what I was talking about as far as room goes. One, I am ducking a lot to get into this. I will see if I do the same thing on the Defender. I'm not sure. I can lift the steering wheel up. Okay, so I've got room here. I guess this isn't bad. I got about 3 squished fingers, but I'm not gonna lie, I got girl hands, so that, like I said, here's that. That is, I can't actually extend my arm against that. It's so close. And then the headrest back behind me. This one actually has it, and with my hat that I wear, it beats against it, so I pretty much have to lean forward all the time. Which again, not the end of the world for most anybody, and I've lived with it for this long. But between the way the cross members are and then the headrest on the Ranger, you'll notice that the Defender, even the Lone Star Edition, does not come with headrest in the front. You can buy the 3 of them for $300, I believe it is, from Can-Am. You know, I gotta juice you for every penny that you can get. So I want to come sit in the Defender now, and look, I got room with an entire hand. I had less than that with the Ranger, and then here I've got, like I said, an entire hand worth of room and then some. And then going back to this, I don't have the thing back behind my head anymore. So with me, with my hat, I don't whack anything. And then, like I said, that's if I lean all the way back, I can't reach that at all. I mean, I have to stretch my arm, my shoulder out to be able to get to that. Actually got room underneath it. So yeah, I think that's it for now. If anything else comes up, like I said, I'll do another accessories video whenever I get that stuff in, but for right now, this is what I got. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. We're back for another second. One of the things that I kind of upsell Can-Am on versus Polaris, whether it be their ATVs or side-by-sides, this might not be a big deal for some, and it's for me, it's not a big deal because I know the trick to it. But a lot of people that ride ours, or I guess other people that just own these in general, have issues with is the whole expression, if you can't find them, grind them. Whenever it's not quite all, it shows it in gear on the screen, it feels like it is on here, but then you grind it and you don't go nowhere, and some people just wiggle it and it pops it back in while the RPMs are high, or they just don't know what's wrong with it in general. Part of that, I find the issue to be just the fact that it's straight up and down. Like I said, not a huge deal for all. And if you come over here to the Can-Am, of course it is set into certain positions, and some people still claim to, but I never on a Can-Am have ever ground a gear before, because to me it's just hard to do it. They really kind of lock into position when you push them there. They're almost too stiff, if anything, but again, I don't mind that. And then they have their set spots. So if people grinding your gears, or maybe you grinding your own gears, is an issue, then something with a shifter like this might be more appealing to you.